Stan used to run the club in Rotherham, the Travellers' Rest. Masons. Travellers, yeah. Masons before then. And it's going to do a couple of... Stan Crowther, please.
Thank you. Now, Jenny and Malcolm are reminding me that they first met in that club that I used to run. So, I thought, well, I'll do a couple of songs. I'll probably sang that same night. The main reason being I've hardly written any since. Anyway, it's a very short one. If you cough, you'll miss this one very quick. Come listen while I tell you all a tale about a plumber. He worked so hard both night and day in winter and in summer, until one night he told his wife, I hope I'm not a sinner, but tonight I'll have an evening out at the regimental dinner. But just as he was setting off and while his taxi waited, the phone bell rang. On the other end was his doctor, agitated. We need your help, the doctor cried, for tonight we have a party, and the lavatory pan is all bunged up, so please get round here smartly. Well, the plumber cursed, but the doctor said, we both must do our duty. So round he went to the doctor's house, feeling rather snooty. He dropped 3 aspirins down the pan without a word of warning, and said, if there is no improvement, call me in the morning. Well, the other one... Now, this other one I'm going to sing it. I've got the machinery up. The other one is... it's about the only protest song I ever wrote, actually. It's a protest against teetotalism. About a great Yorkshire institution known as the Club Trip.
Oh, yes.
Oh, down at the club the other day, the secretary says to me, I've got a great idea, says he, let's have a day beside the sea. So we hired a coach and we filled it up with ale, and we soon were Blackpool bound. And in we went at opening time, at the very first pub we found. And here's the chorus. Oh, oh, a boozing, boozing, everybody boozing, boozing all day long. Dark ale, light ale, Guinness and Bass, and mild and bitter in a big pint glass. Everybody supped about enough to float a battleship. Oh, what a marvellous time we had on the day of the Blackpool trip. Da, 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 da. Now little Slogger Cups was never very happy if he didn't have a fight or two. So he stood in the middle of the tap room floor and he picked on a fellow what was 6'4". Oh, when we picked him up and stood him on his feet, he really looked sublime. He'd 2 black eyes and a broken nose, but he'd had a lovely time. Oh, oh, a boozing, boozing, everybody boozing, boozing all day long. Dark ale, light ale, Guinness and Bass, mild and bitter in a big pint glass. Everybody supped about enough to float a battleship. Oh, what a marvellous time we had on the day of the Blackpool trip. When they shouted time at 3 o'clock, we'd still got a terrible thirst. But the secretary says, now don't take fright, I know a little place will be alright. So off we went to a scruffy little pub, and once inside the gates, we were knocking them back with 6 coppers and a couple of magistrates. Oh, oh, boozing, boozing, everybody boozing, boozing all day long. Dark ale, light ale, Guinness and Bass, and mild and bitter in a big pint glass. Everybody supped about enough to float a battleship. Oh, what a marvellous time we had on the day of the Blackpool trip. Well, we'd had quite a few when we got to the zoo and we stood by the monkey's cage. Said old Al Smith, now ain't they pretty? They look just like the club committee on the Golden Mile. We stopped for a while in a sideshow we did trip, but the president got us all choked out through helping the girls to strip. Oh, oh, boozing, boozing, everybody boozing, boozing all day long. Dark ale, light ale, Guinness and Bass, and mild and bitter in a big pint glass. Everybody supped about enough to float a battleship. Oh, what a marvellous time we had on the day of the Blackpool trip. When the boozers closed, we all staggered off to catch the coach back home. And there we found old Jackie Brown, lying dead drunk in the middle of the town. We put him on the bus and took him home, and as soon as he could speak, he said, "You silly sods, I wasn't on the trip, I was staying there all the week." Oh, boozing, boozing, everybody boozing, boozing all day long. Dark ale, light ale, Guinness and Bass, mild and bitter in a big pint glass. Everybody's something about enough to float a battleship.